Hi, it's me again with CorelDraw tips and tricks. Earlier today, I made a video, and it was a little difficult, and I had some spacing that I didn't like this is the double space compared to this space and this space. So I thought doing it the old way, the way I used to do it when I first started making stuff like this, that ended up being a lot easier, and I doubled this size compared to this. But we're going to take an ellipse and hit P. And then go and take another ellipse, so Control D, hold down the Shift key so it's perpendicular. Then bring in a line, hold down the Control button so it's perpendicular and hit P. And we're going to rotate it 6 degrees. And then we're going to Control D and just mirror that right there. So that's what we have. So the total is 12 degrees. Now, instead of using the table tool, I'm going to use the graph paper tool, and I'm going to set mine on 8 by 8, which because I figured out that's how many squares, and I just counted I need one there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, blah, 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 and 8 by 8 kind of make it square. So we've got that. I'm actually going to bring in this one just so we can kind of double check our process. And just take the Smart Fill tool and fill that first one in, and then move over and go all the way to the top. Then go all the way to the right edge and go down, but we need to stop on the third one because we're going to need a space and then be able to go back. So this way we are equal with our spacing. As you can see, we're one square equal all the way around. Now we can move our graph paper tool out of the way. I do not like the lasso pick tool. I do when it's useful. Now this one will actually weld. So we're going to weld it now. That's what we got. Now it needs to go kind of in this shape. So what we're going to do, we're going to take our Smart Fill tool and fill in that shape and then move it. Tell you what, let me change my nudge factor something less. So with nothing selected, I'm going to change my nudge factor like to 5 inches. And I'm going to fill this in. And then I'm going to nudge it up. And then I'm going to left click, right click. That's our envelope form. And now we're going to have that selected, go up to Effects and Envelope, and go right here to create a new envelope form. It doesn't say right now. I must have my hints turned off. And it puts it in that form. Now, you can do a couple of things, but sometimes it doesn't work on this. Shift select that and go EC. And see how it's a little bit off? So that doesn't really matter because we can very easily put this into this form. I don't know why that doesn't. And I'm too elongated. I should have made my other circle a little smaller, but we're going to stop and we're going to have it connect to that node right there. Now I'm going to go ahead and delete these lines, and I'm going to bring in my indexing lines, and I'm going to hit P and put it in the center of the page. There's a macro that Roy Brewer helped me kind of make that rotates stuff to the center of the page. Yeah, I don't like how that's squished, but it'll work. So I'm going to Control D and then alternate C. If you don't have that macro, you can move that to the center. Now we rotated it at 6 degrees, so now we're going to rotate it 12. And then Control D all the way around. And toward the end, just slow down, then get it right there. And that you're done. Now I'd go ahead and group this together, Control G. I still think, I hope you understand, if I would have moved that other circle up, it would have, you know what, we're going to do that. Let's just, we still have our envelope form. Let's just back up and, you can hit this downward arrow and go where we duplicated it. And now we're back to that one. We're going to actually go back till we have our circle. There we go. Now we're going to get rid of this. And we can either bring our inside circle up, So I'm going to make it a little bit bigger, trying to make it a little bit more of a square. So now we're going to take, and I could still use this one. I'm trying to grab there we go, and then weld that, make sure it's welded. And then grab our envelope form, or make an envelope form. We're going to nudge it. We're going to left click, right click, grab our item, create from envelope form, and put it in that hole. And you can see it made that shape. And we're going to do just like we did. Instead of trying to put it in there, yeah, this will look a lot better. Just have it snap to that corner. Now we can get rid of this line. This will look a lot better. Let's bring in our indexing lines. Wish I hadn't deleted them. I'm the world's worst on that. So if you do not have that macro, and you can ask me for it, Control D to duplicate, alternate C to make it rotate from the center. And we're going to rotate it at 12 degrees, and then Control D, Control D, Control D all the way around. Toward the end, just kind of slow down. You don't want too many copies. Let's Control G to group it. Let's hit P to make sure it's in the center of the page. Let's take an ellipse starting in the center of the page and just hold down the, well, don't have to do it. Just make an ellipse and hit P. We're not there yet, so hold down the Shift key. Always grab the pick tool. Hold down the Shift key and make it bigger. Control D to make a duplicate. Hold down the Shift key and make it smaller. Now we need to make those two lines. Let's make them like 12 points. Make them black by right-clicking. 12 points. Right-click, black. And there you have it. Now the only difference between these two that we have I just realized we have a white object, and we can very easily do that. I'm going to turn off my indexing lines. Let's make all this white. So I need to white fill the, so I left click, no, I right click to make that, and then I left click to make the lines. Now we're going to take a black box. Well, we're actually going to make it green later and go up to object, order, back a page. And that didn't work at all. There we go. Well, why didn't that work? You know, there we go. So now it's black. Now let's actually make it that green. We can do that with the color eyedropper tool. Grab that green and put it there and there. And there we have the exact logo. Well, it's a little bit different, but you get the idea. Anyway, I hope that helped them a little bit, and thank you for watching.